a lyric sheet that I'm going to pull up later. Make sure that's good. Some of you may have already noticed there's something weird going on the old screen there, which is that it's not Cubase. I'm using Cakewalk. It says Sonar here. We'll talk about what's going on there in a second. So let's grab that, and now we can all chat. There we go. So today we're doing a couple special things. First off, I am switching today to using Cakewalk Sonar. Why am I abandoning Cubase? I'm not abandoning Cubase. I still have Cubase. I still like it. But Cakewalk, after being sold and dumped sort of unceremoniously by Gibson, has been purchased by BandLab, who has been purchasing a few bits of software. They've been sort of building a stable of apps that are nice. And this one, this is basically Sonar Platinum, which Sonar Platinum was Cakewalk's their flagship program. So I want to say it was about $500. And now it costs the low price of $0. So I am going to start installing this on all my machines, because that's one downside of Cubase and other programs is you buy a license to use them, and you can use it on one machine, not necessarily on any others. Ableton, they are pretty cool. They give you 2 licenses so that you can use it on a desktop and a laptop. And of course, for several years now, the go-to for anyone looking for, inexpensive DAW has been Reaper. And I don't like Reaper. I started off using Digital Performer and using Pro Tools, and I got into that workflow, and then I moved on to several other programs over the years. And Reaper's just... it's everything I like about Linux in a DAW. And frankly, I like my Lego in my OS more than I like it in my DAW. It just falls apart in too many clunky things and backwards features. And if you're a Reaper evangelist and you're upset hearing that, well, go use your Reaper. I don't like it. I don't like it even a little bit. Hate it. Literally the only thing it has going for it as far as things that I like is the price. And Cakewalk has all of the things and a lower price now. So we're going to go and learn some Cakewalk. I have used Cakewalk before, and full disclosure, I did play around with this a little bit over the weekend, so I'm not going to be a complete waste of time for you. So I will be learning things as we go. But of course, I've decided also today we're going to write a song from scratch. So probably the dumbest thing I could be doing with a program that I don't know well is to, just make a song from scratch, something that isn't pre-written. So anyway, let's get into this thing. Before I actually create a project, I want to go through a few things here. Whenever you get a new DAW, you want to, or any program for this, you want to do your preferences and set things up. Let's go over here. This custom one has our preferences right there. So right now we're on basic. I am going to immediately click the advanced button, and oh, look at all that stuff. So here's a weird thing if you are getting into Sonar. If you're getting into Cakewalk by BandLab, which you should do, if for no other reason than if at some point you need a DAW and you're on a computer that doesn't have one, you can install this one without having to worry about a license or paying for anything, which is super handy. Now, we want to actually skip ahead a little bit. We want to look at this playback and recording. So the first thing we're going to do is I set my driver mode to ASIO so I can have my low latency. We'll talk about that in a second when we get to the other pages. But I want to use ASIO. I'm going to leave suspend audio engine when Cakewalk is not in focus. I'm going to leave that unchecked because we want it to keep making sound if I click on a different program. You may not want that. If you would like the program to stop playing audio when you click on another window, then this is the option to check. We've got multi-processing engine. I'm going to assume we want, because I've got a couple cores with hyper-threading. Plug-in load balancing. I don't know. It sounds good, but it was unchecked by default, so I'm just going to leave it. I don't even know what that is. I'll probably feel stupid when I find out it's probably something simple. Always stream audio through effects. I believe we're going to want that. Open all devices. Probably don't need. Let's remove DC offset during record. I feel like that may get changed later. Disable input monitoring during playback. This right here we want to check. The reason we want to check that is this was one of my kind of a pet peeve about Cubase in particular. I don't know if everything does that, but if you have a track record enabled, when you hit play, it wouldn't play the audio from that track. And most likely that's the track you most want to listen to. So what this does is it shuts off your input monitoring, which is letting you hear the track that you're currently recording, letting you hear the input coming into the DAW through the effects. It turns that off while it's playing back the track, so that you're not hearing the effects twice, and you're making sure that you're hearing all the tracks play. A configuration file, I suspect this is the real nerdy stuff right here. We don't need that at this moment. Let's go back up here to devices. I only have my UMC 404 enabled. This is an interesting thing that it showed me. 1 and 3. So this one is actually it's showing inputs 1 and 2 as a stereo pair number 1, and it's showing inputs 3 and 4 as stereo 3. I don't know why it's doing that, but they all work, apparently. I recorded some drums using all 4 channels the other day, so it all worked. Same thing with the outs. The use-friendly names is if you have several pieces of audio gear hooked up, you want to rename them like things other than whatever it default detected. Then you can change those. Show mono outputs. I don't need that. So MIDI devices, I've got my V61, which is my keyboard controller. I don't need that MIDI in too. My audio interface also has a MIDI input. Don't currently have anything hooked up to it. So I'm going to leave it unchecked. Now on these outputs, this one's going to be important. Keep that bad boy disabled. We don't want the Microsoft GS Wavetable synth getting involved. We want to leave it alone. The V61 is it's a controller. It doesn't actually have MIDI in. I'm not sure why. I mean, I guess it for spec has to have it show up. Anyway, we're going to leave that disabled. We're going to leave that. Same thing, friendly devices. Warn about no MIDI devices. If you want to get a warning, if for some reason your MIDI devices have not been detected, check that and it'll give you a warning. I'm not sure why it's giving me MME for that. It hasn't seemed to matter. Instruments, yeah, we're good with that. Control surfaces, I don't have anything plugged in. Locations, we have, it's just going to give you, where your stuff goes. If you are on a system with an SSD, which this computer is going to be very soon, you will probably want to change some of those folder locations, because you're going to have the program and your VST instruments and everything installed in one place. You may or may not want it to record to that device. You may want to, if you've got a big spinny disk, you may choose, depending on the size of your SSD, you may choose to have your audio files get stored elsewhere. VST settings, you're going to need to put in your folders. I haven't put in all of them, but it automatically found sort of the Steinberg one, and it found obviously the Cakewalk one. And then I added my big folder. I'll have to add some more. This by default automatically scans constantly. That annoyed me, so I switched it to manual. Whenever I add new VSTs, I'll open the program and go, why doesn't it see those? And then I'll remember and manually scan it. Or I'll spend an hour banging my head against the wall. autosave every 15 minutes or so many changes. You don't have to do that if you want, but you know, if it offers, why not? Customization, show tooltips, all of this stuff, kind of leaving most of these things as defaults. Themes, I did change. You can download themes for Cakewalk. I got a few. The defaults I didn't love. They were awfully black and orange. Tungsten was, yeah, everything's black and orange. Mercury was a little better. But man, look at all that blue. So I found this blue acid, and this kind of looks like old school Cakewalk. Autosave every 15 seconds. I manually save every 15 seconds. I manually save way more often than the autosave. So we got all kinds of cool looks. So it is pretty customizable. When we click on this colors thing, it's even wackier how much detail you can get into. That looks like old sonar. So anyway, this blue Aston felt kind of nice and easy on the eyes, so we're rocking that theme. If you need to do that, just Google, dig through forum posts. It wasn't the easiest process. I may show how to do that on a future video. If you go to colors, you can change everything. Most DAWs will give you some stuff. The nudge and the editing keyboard shortcut stuff, I am going to leave most of that stuff at its defaults. Segmented meters, yeah, I want to make sure that it's showing RMS on the meters. I thought that setting was here, but we'll find that when we get to it. Analytics, this is a thing. If you care about your privacy, or if you care about generating data for them to use, this is up to you. I do not want to participate and have analytics collected based on my app. It's a DAW. I just want it to like run. I don't want any additional things happening in the background where it's phoning home. So back up here, syncing, caching. Yeah, this stuff we'll get into if I need to, but most of these settings you're going to be fine with them set at their defaults. I do want to come here and open up, this ASIO panel. What I want you to notice here is this is why you use ASIO. Is our total round trip is 10 milliseconds. That's pretty decent latency. I'm happy with that. If we start getting cracks and pops, I'll bump up the latency. But for now, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so those are our sort of just our default things, all of our settings. Man, it took a while to get through that. So now what we want to do is make a new project. I don't want to do it that way. Yeah, I do. I'll do it that way because empty project is what we're going with. Gives you your options for your meter, your location. If we go start screen, there we go. So when you first fire it up, it's going to give you this screen where you can have some things that you did. New project is what we want to go with. I am going to make an empty project. Now look at that, man. There's some stuff going on here. Most new DAWs have moved on to this sort of paradigm where everything is all in one window and everything's docked. I don't love it, but what I do love is this right here that I discovered very quickly, which is lenses. So you can create lenses and they will save your panel layouts. You want to do that pretty much right away because you need to be comfortable being able to find everything, especially if you're used to working with a certain workflow. Cakewalk does use sort of the generic, Pro Tools, Logic, Digital Performer paradigm where you have your one track inspector over here, and then you have your track lanes, and then I'm not a fan of having the mixer all the way always on, so I'm gonna kill that, and I'm gonna go to this track view that I already created. So now I don't need any stuff over there. What I really need is I don't need the Pro channel. Okay, so if you look, it starts off by default. it's only given us the master track. So we need to create some tracks. My first track I'm going to make is an instrument. Like I said, we're writing a new song today. Let's see. I don't want to use the TTS1. I want drums. It sees the SI drum kit. Let's go with it. I haven't used it. Let's use Cakewalk's built-in drums. I do have others installed, but, you know, let's see how this guy sounds. It comes with quite a bit of stuff built in. So we got a drum track here. Eventually, when it put this on the other window. That's pretty normal. That's not normal. Where am I? I'm too many octaves off. That kit kinda, that's the default you're gonna open up with. Alright, man, let's go to rock. 2-ton A. Drinking bleach. Interesting. Let's I just realized you guys aren't hearing anything yet. So there's a thing that I need to do. So we got that track there. We have our master track here. I need to do effects, and I need to put insert audio effects, and it remembers what you've been using, which is kind of cool. So this recorder here. Let's route that out to the speakers. And now that I've done that, you should hear audio from this thing. All right. Yeah, there we go. Boy, that's hot. How's that? There's my voice. Man, that drum kit's kind of terrible. I'm a little surprised that they use that as their default. Okay, so now, how do I get that kit back up? That's the next question. Where'd it go? Oh, I think if I click on, that's the name of it. Where do we find it? Yeah, we want that to output to master. Routing and grouping are a couple things that Cakewalk does super well. Okay, so that's my instrument button. No preset. Okay, so let's go back to rock. Get a job. It doesn't appear to be doing anything when I click these presets, which is it's a little concerning. I feel like it should be loading them. It's got programs. Let's try loading. Are these grooves? These aren't kits, are they? That explains it. Okay. Okay, those aren't actually changing anything. Who mixed this thing? Like, is that just something? Hang on. Is that something weird happening with my headphones? Or is that just so badly mixed? Alright. The good news is it's my headphones. The bad news is I looked like a crazy person while you guys were hearing that. Okay, let's see if I can get the headphones to sound like speakers did. Why is that weird? That's better. Yeah, that's much, much better. And I need to make that mono. There we go. It's loud though. All right, let's bring this guy down. Okay, comparing that to my voice. Like I said, I'm learning this program right now. All right, that'll do. I can work with that. Okay. Yeah, for some reason my headphones were plugged in kind of wonky, and I was only hearing the reverb. I was not hearing the center channel. So, in case you're wondering why I was acting nuts. Okay, so I got the song kind of in my head, and I know I need to do some drum programming here. Let me look at my lyric sheet here and remind myself. We just need a basic rock groove. I'm thinking like 104-ish. Let's get the metronome on playback. Let's hear this thing. So I got... That'll work. Okay. Now... we're going to be putting MIDI in. Oh, that's interesting. That's a rewind. That's my return to 0. Okay. So we'll record comping. I believe I want sound on sound. Step record. That's going to come up later probably. Because I love me some step recording. Calm down, drum kit. Okay, we'll just record it for now. I think perfect. 110. Okay. It's not star, it's R. R is record. The keyboard shortcuts are all new to me. Okay. They are at least sensible. At least the ones I've found so far. Okay, probably need to record arm the track. Okay. Okay, so that's half of a verse. Zooming in and out, I'm gonna try and when I think about it, I'm gonna mention the keyboard shortcuts and things I'm using. Zooming in and out is you hold Alt and use your mouse. If you just use your mouse, you'll go up and down. Control mouse zooms side to side, and Alt mouse, Control mouse moves side horizontally. Okay, tools. Here's the thing: every DAW you use is going to have a different selection of tools. They all have a smart tool. All the smart tools behave differently. It's different depending on which program you're using. So that's going to be an issue. For example, okay, that selects. You grab it by, okay, it's got the title bar to grab it by. I like that. What's that do? Oh, nice. So I can do piano roll from there. The step sequencer is interesting. It's not the same as step recording. Okay, so let's look at the piano roll for that. And I hate that already. Like, man, could you be any more useless as a piano roll than like giving me literally 2 inches of piano roll at the bottom of the screen? I don't even see where my notes are. And scroll bar is not doing anything. Okay, so what we need to do here, so let's look up here. So view the piano roll, clicking that does that. Let's see, so we need this guy to be like, okay, I don't need the navigator. Okay, I would like to actually keep a little bit of this up here so that I can see the project and I can move back and forth on that track. That's cool. This is your list of tracks. It doesn't need to take up that much real estate. Nah, maybe we do. That's fine. Okay. Our velocities are down here. Now this is something that I'm gonna do. This is a thing Cakewalk's real good at that a lot of programs don't do. Now, did it automatically quantize me? I think it did. No, it didn't. Okay, so I played it all right, but we're not quantized. So right click and selects things. The default, I believe, is to only show the velocity for selected notes. Here's where we get to use some cool Cakewalk features. If we do notes, show velocity, tracks, let's see, where do we find it? View, fit, MIDI, show. Okay. Another neat thing is Cakewalk, you can start editing in piano roll and it'll create clips. Cubase, Reaper, I think a couple other programs, you have to actually create an empty clip and then fill it. I never liked that. You get used to working with it, but I always thought, like, why can't I just click on a measure and start putting stuff in? And Sonar's probably the reason I feel that way, that and Digital Performer. So if we edit, all right, projects, utilities, process. I said learning this along right now. Edit. I feel like it should be under MIDI. Okay, once I select these guys, transform. Nope. Definitely don't want that. Oh gosh. What's that even do? Ah, okay. So I can highlight those and then that deleted it. Right clicking a note deletes it. Nice. Okay, T is your toolbar. Let's go to my selection tool. There we go. Now if I controllers, tracks, notes, should be under one of these. Where's my quantize? How do I quantize? I feel like this should be easy, and I found it before, and now I've forgotten where it is. Draw, move, edit. I don't want that. I want the smart. Views. Track. Process. Okay, it's under process, and we want to do groove quantize. There we go. Process groove quantize, guys. That's the thing you want right there. Let's see what we got here. Anybody? Okay, so we're going to groove quantize, and this is a neat thing that Cakewalk does that most programs don't do. I'm going to go with a straight feel B, and I'm going to do the time straight on, 100% quantize, and then the velocity I'm going to take down because it gets a little bit wacky with it. Let's audition that. All right, now let's see if we turn the velocity all the way up on that. Notice if outside window, do not change. Move to nearest is probably what I want there. Look how wide that range is. That's a little wider than necessary. Let's just do that right there, and we'll say okay. So now it doesn't matter how well I played that. It's going to automatically quantize it to that set of velocities. This transform button needs to go away. There we go. Okay, so we've got this. That's our half a verse. Notice no drum fills or anything like that. We don't want that right now. Okay, so let's get that going here. And that's my first half of a verse. Clicking on it. Okay, copy it. And we're going to come over here. No, No, not yet. Let's make that an even amount. There we go. Now we'll copy the whole clip. Okay, so that's our first verse. Do we need an intro? No, not going to do an intro. I'm just going to go with the verse. Okay, so let's get that in there. Okay, so now let's come over here. Let's get our piano roll back up. And it did remember what it was doing. Like, it remembered the size that we set, so that was handy. When you save a project, this is another thing I really like about Sonar. Well, Cakewalk now. Save as type, we want normal. It's going to automatically create the folder, and it's already automatically going to create a subfolder for the audio files. I should really have a Grammar Club folder. I'll reorganize stuff at some point. Okay, so we got that. Now, let me look at my lyric sheet again. Okay. All right, I can work with that. Excuse me for a second. I will be right back with you. Okay, so there we go. Organization is super overrated. Yeah. Hi, Susums. Okay, so now that I have found where to do some things, hopefully we can make things move a little quicker. Let's see. It started me at 18. Good. Okay, there's my right octave bell. So check this out. If I set this to eighth notes, I'm not sure which one of this it's gonna do. I could do this with step record. What I'm gonna do here though, so I'm gonna zoom in a little. It's interesting. Why don't those look like they're on the lines? They sound on the lines. Now it looks like the groove quantize moved those to be a little late. Interesting. Okay. So part of the groove is apparently that it happens just slightly after the beat. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want my ride cymbal. Apparently I'm not drawing. Why am I not drawing? Okay. T gives you this. Does that draw? Okay, and it said 1/8. Immediately hit the wrong thing. Select. Man, the smart tool in Cakewalk is a little different. I'm very used to Cubase, just being able to, like, you select something and now I want to move it. Like, I should just be able to move it. Maybe if I click the smart tool. It's okay, so there we go. So I don't know why it's, is it defaulting to draw? It looks like it's okay, you got to have a length, okay? So there's my ride. One thing I do really like, I'm going to do, okay, so now I've got that, and what I'm going to do is select that, and then I'm going to do my tool again, T, and then I'm going to long press that and do pattern. So I should be able to take that and just, how many measures do I want of that? It's 2 measures, so I want it, that's 4 measures. 6, 8 measures. Except I did it. It needs to be needs to be smaller than that. Let's undo a whole bunch of stuff there. Smart tool. So I need, okay, so we want it here. No, we don't. Let's just do it on the right note to begin with. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so now we can select that, and then we go to our tool, and it remembered that that was pattern. Okay. It's 2 measures. Do. Second line of the lyrics. Oh, I started in the wrong place, children. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. And then it's going to change. Okay. Okay, so let's just record a little there. Can I set the record quantize? How do I make that happen? Oh, run stop the audio engine. That's where that button is. Pattern roller thing is pretty nifty. Yeah, especially if you've got like a whole pattern, like a big thing you can just roll out. I'm just doing, just a hi-hat or a ride pattern. Where is input quantize? Where do I find that? It should be easy to find. Let's go to the advanced lens. See if maybe that sync. Select punch. No. What are you? Arm, unarm, all tracks. Okay. Solo, all tracks. Okay. solo module, bypass. What I'm really looking for is just not that. Snap, we want snap 2. Event draw duration, okay. All right, well, let's see here. Input quantizing. Something that I'm noticing is that a lot of the documentation, whenever you search for stuff, you're gonna find old information. I hope that they can kind of rectify that as BandLab progresses with their releases. Okay, so it could be process quantize here. Durations, right? Resolution 16ths. So that's our quantizing. And of course, these are things that you just gotta find as you're learning a new thing. Clips, tracks, options, maybe crossfade types. Oh, good old ripple editing. Meter options. Oh, hey, that was the thing we talked about earlier. My bus meter options. I would like those to have RMS. So there's that. I'm just gonna have to quantize after the fact, I guess. It seems like this should be like something you should find there. If we go in our preferences, MIDI devices, playback and recording. We don't need key after touch, channel after touch, buffers. Yeah, man, you would think that your input quantization settings would be here somewhere. Apparently not, and there's probably like a real easy keyboard shortcut to get to it that I'll find and share once I've discovered it. But I don't know what it is, so I guess I'm just gonna record it. Okay, we'll just do it this way. I don't want that. We want, okay. I want sound on sound recording. Man, that's terrible. What am I doing? It's interesting. The pattern roller comes out here too. I don't even like that beat at all. Back to my smart tool, I guess. Start that. We'll end that there. Now, if I draw, can I draw a new clip? Can I draw the new clip? Is that a thing? Freehand? Nope. Okay, so that's totally different than most Most other new DAWs. That'll take some getting used to. But I want my... That ride cymbal is loud. All right, let's see what we get here. Loudest ride cymbal ever. Let's fix that because that's going to be super irritating. Where is it? Good grief. That's better. Okay, let's try it again. So the thing is, I have the song written in my head, but I don't necessarily have the drums written in my head. Okay, that'll do. Tools are sketchy at best. It's going to take some getting used to. Okay, right-clicking, process effect, convert MIDI. You know what would be handy is if these were contextually sensitive and it knew that I was looking at a MIDI clip. Edit, view, lock. That's all right. Things to get used to. We'll do, first off, we're going to quantize, and I'm going to quantize that to eighth notes. 100%. Okay, so let's, we don't need this over here. Let me get my, Control 3? Nope. Shift 3? No? Let's, view. Where's piano? Alt 3. Okay. I'm going to not click on that. I'm going to use Alt 3 so that I get used to doing it. Let's bring this up. Okay, so, no Cakewalk. Put that away. We don't need that yet. We need this. There we go. Okay, so we come back here, measure 18. And we see that it has quantized that. Now, I actually want to do that as well here. We go process, quantize. Bam, there we go. So that fixed those weird groove quantized times. Now I'm going to highlight all of these guys. And we're going to do the groove quantize thing again. Ty, are you still around? You still watching this? You're going to really like this if you didn't see it yet. If you like the pattern thing. So right here we have all of these guys. And what I'm going to do is just going to wreck the velocities real quick. All right, there we go. 128 all the time, just bashing the drums down. But then we go to process and we go to groove quantize. We're going to do time, and I'm actually going to turn that down all the way because I already did that. And I'm going to choose my groove pattern. Nope, first we got to choose DNA grooves. I want straight feel B. I'm going to go time down to nothing, and then velocity about 50%-ish. Say okay. I should do the velocities a little more than that since I had it jacked up like I did. Do process, groove quantize. Sure would be cool if I remembered those settings, but you know. We'll do, let's audition it this time. That's more like it, yeah. Alright, so that has set all of those velocities to be fairly handy. They're fairly regular. Okay, so At this point, I need to start putting in another instrument at least. So let's make some room here. Oh, oops. Don't insert a MIDI track. I want an instrument. Insert instrument. Let's go with stuff I know how to use. That'll save us some time, right? Let's go with an organ. Right now, I just need something simple, basic gospel. That could do the trick. Okay, so let's turn that volume down a bit. Man, it's awfully aggressive for basic gospel. Let's go, we got some electric pianos, what I really need. That'll work to get us our basics down. Okay, so melody. So let's what key do we want to be in? Let's be in G. D minor, yeah. Yeah, we'll stick with eighth notes. When I start putting lyrics in, it'll be a little different. Why are you recording over there? Because I didn't do that. Okay, so it does not automatically arm the track that you select. Okay, now know that now. That's right. There's no input quantizing, so it doesn't. I don't even need to change that. I'm just being dumb. But yeah, D minor to C major. I don't know about that. So let's look at this. We got yeah. So we do D major like the key wants. I don't want that. Yeah, that's the melody. Oh yeah, that's where we're going. So it's gonna go D minor, D minor. D major. Yeah, so we start with D minor, we end up at the D major. Okay. That's pretty awful. Okay, so I'm having trouble with the speed, and I think it needs to actually be a little quicker because it takes too long. Okay, so that first part, that's the length that those need to be. we get to this next section here, it needs to be D minor. How do we get back to D minor? A major works. Then we're back to D minor. Let's do this. Ooh, that's cool. You guys see that? Oh, man. Okay. That's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to go whole notes. Whole notes. Hello, whole notes. So we're going to go right here. We're going to go. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. We're back to. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay, so that's what we want for that section here. In this next bit, we want to. Okay, so here we're going to be a little more. You're going to need 2 of these. Okay, so that, let's right hand that, because I'm trying to do this looking through my microphone, so that's cool. Okay. Okay. That's not what I want. I need that. And I need this to be sound on sound. Okay. I think I like that better. So yeah, so that gives us that C, G, secondary dominant, do. So yeah, it gives us that B major, 7. So B major going to B7, going to E minor. Yeah, that works. Oh, and it's all selected. That's cool. Okay, process, quantize. I'll just do that. 16ths, it seems like. Okay, so yeah, this is actually, now that I'm starting to get the logic of it, I'm gonna be able to do some stuff with this. It's gonna take some getting used to. Okay, now this next part. Okay, I don't need 2 of these, because the chorus is going to have kind of a weird melody. Q, that's sensible. Okay. I need a different drum groove here. Need a different drum groove here. 1, 2, 3, 2, boom, boom. And then, yeah, writing the song ahead of time would have probably been smart. But, you know, why would we do that? Okay, so let's, planning is for chumps. Planning is indeed for chumps. Or people who want to get stuff done quick. Okay, so I want to thump in there. Let's move over to the right track. No, really, let's move over to the right track. Oh, that's terrible. I'm definitely not going to stick with this drum kit. I don't like it. All right, let's quantize that guy. Keyboard shortcuts, Q. There was nothing smaller than an eighth note in that. Do 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 do. Okay, so starting to kind of get the hang of how this thing works. We want this dun dun do 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 do. Okay, so dun 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 dun. Yeah, I don't want this. Do 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 do. Yeah, those notes are bad. Let's I don't like them. That's so much worse. That'll work better. We'll just start here. And I'll start adding the melody, and I think I may end up changing some of these chords. And we end with a D major, so it resolves a little easier. All right, okay, so that's our verse and chorus. Cancel. Let's come back down here while we're doing this. Don't really need the console right now. There we go. We need something temporarily to get the melody. Smoog will work. I think that with a G. Maybe I want it there. I know that's the rhythm I want. Let's just play over it. No. This is it's going to sound really stupid in MIDI because I'm going to replace almost all of this with audio. I'm just getting the composition done right now. Oh, yeah. That's a much better melody. That's so much better than what I had in my head. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Okay, now this next part, there's a key change or... Yeah. Just 3 notes sometimes is all you need. Second half of that was terrible. Yeah, well... Hey, that did what I wanted it to do, so that's good. That needs to cut off right on that beat. Oh, that worked beautifully. Okay, I just gotta get used to where stuff is. That's done to death. Something similar to that, though. Do 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 do. That would no. That's not gonna use that. That's I need to back up more. Back up here. Back up. Back up. So okay, the A's wrong. B. When you That's some famous melody already. Dun, 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 dun. That's... Shale can hit that. If I can't hit it, I'll make Shale hit it. He'll love me. Da-da. This is I don't know why I'm worrying about the rhythms, because this is gonna be vocal parts, and they're gonna change with the scansion. What? Stop hitting the wrong note, Sean. Stop hitting the wrong note. Why is there nothing there? That... Why are there no drums here? That's far too long. What are you doing? It's set to last touched again. Why is it set to last touched? I don't want last touched. I want like 16th notes, man. I forgot about that neat cakewalk thing. All right. Shorter. In the right place. Yeah, that should work. down here. How many did I do of that? Dun, 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 dun. Radio chat. Your chatty daddy radio. What's hip hop happening? I am. Ooh, hello, people. What's hip hop happening is I am relearning Cakewalk after a long, long time and writing a song from scratch, because that was a clever idea I had, was to in a program I'm super unfamiliar with, come up with something on the spot in front of the internet. So do 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 do. Okay, so I'm super over this kit now. How do I change it? I feel like it should be place from template, save as track, split instrument track. Now that's interesting. That's going to be handy, I think, for exporting drums. I think what I'm going to do right now is insert instrument. And just put in a better drum kit, which would be any of them. Let's see here. Expand. We'll just stick that in there. And will it come up eventually? That's getting loud. All right. And I'm going to move some stuff. All right, so I need to run up the stairs for a moment, and I will be back and sequence these drums into, or well, we won't sequence them, we'll just do this. Highlight all of it. I don't know what that did. Undid it. I'll be right back. this stuff moved over here. Okay, we have all of this selected. I don't need the other tracks. I don't need to do that. I really just need to select these tracks. There we go. Then drag them down to there. Come on, get on that. What are you doing? Why can't I resize it? The tiniest resize. All right, now we're cooking. Let's get going here. Next part, let's move. Get the drums up here. Okay, cool thing that Sonar does that I remember is I can open the piano roll and all of these hi-hats in that one section there. I don't actually need the whole song though, Sonar. I just need this clip because you're gonna ruin my day if I select all of them. So Sonar, if you do that, it selects the whole thing. Which is real handy when you're like exporting tracks and you need to like delete all the hi-hats out of the kick drum track. It's kind of not handy when you want to do just one section. That's all right. We'll just highlight them there. And now they're ride cymbals. Oh, oh gosh. Okay, so let's select those all. Yeah, that part. Let's wreck this a little like that. Yeah, that's good. Then we'll do Q. Okay, because I recorded it and it wasn't perfect. And then we'll do process, groove quantize, straight feel B should do like that much. We do this audition. I like that. You can stop now. Thanks. There we go. I don't know that I quantized this section. Q, okay, I did not. And this section here appears to also not be. Whoa, that went very quickly. Come back. To quantize will take you. And they all have some dynamics. Yeah, they all have dynamics. Yay, dynamics. Okay, back to this. Now, melody. It feels weird that we're actually going to be seeing people use Sonar now. Yeah, I mean, lots of people, I think, have been using Sonar, haven't they? All along. I switched to Cubase when I bought an interface that was Yamaha branded and came with Cubase. And so I had it, and I was like, I should use this. And then I enjoyed Cubase quite a bit. I will say that just from working with this for a couple days, It's been dead for a few years now. So it's basically just been Shale Riley has been using Sonar for a few years. Yeah, I think some things are starting to come back to me, and I feel like once I get into the swing of it, there are some things that I really like about it. If we pull up like the console, for example, which I forgot how to do, but it's under view, right? View, navigator. We don't need that navigator ever, really. I guess I could just I could go to my mixing lens. So like I really, really missed when I was using Cubase, like in Cakewalk, instead of having to gang things, like where you would gang two tracks together, you can right click anything and add it to a group. So I could add this pan knob and group it to this volume knob. And when I change this volume, that pan goes with it. Now that seems really stupid, but you could link anything to anything, right? So that's super cool. And then the routing, and it, like once you start bringing automation into this, center, yeah. So once you bring automation into that, you can start adding all kinds of weird stuff happening. Because you can, not just those, but you can group this mute button. Why would you group the mute button? I don't know. Maybe sidechain it to something. Group that with an effects parameter on some other track. You can do all kinds of ridiculousness. If I recall, the audio engine was slightly flawed, and that was an issue. I do notice that like when I switched to Cubase, it was version 6, and I've been using 7. And Cubase really, like, the audio features are just fast and super good. And at the time, VSTs. Whereas with Cakewalk, I think at the time they still hadn't gotten VSTs worked in yet. But yeah, it's taking a little bit of getting used to the paradigm. It would have been a lot easier. Just for example, I recorded a bunch of drum loops the other day, and that was super easy because it was nothing but audio. And all I had to do was make some audio tracks, make sure everything was routed correctly, and record. So that worked. And everything was great. Today, I'm writing a song on the fly, which is not one of my strong skills. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've got to work out this chorus melody. What I had in my head, what I had auralized previously, is not as triumphant as what I want it to be. So let's see if I can come up with something good here. I don't need that. Just do this. We get that organ. All of these sounds are so temporary. Although I'll leave them for Ty and Tanner to mess with, and they'll not use them, I hope. So we get this. I need to start at the beginning of the measure, so I get my bump radio. So we got yeah, the C's better there. That's nice and simplistic. It needs to be simple. There we go. It needs to be simple and childlike. We're just praising radio, praising the Chad. The song, I haven't actually mentioned what the song is. The song that I'm writing, I wrote the lyrics on my lunch hour earlier. And it's about Friday the 13th, the game. It's about one of our friends, Andy Prime, who plays Chad a lot. and whenever he gets on, he talks as Radio Chad. So I've written some lyrics, and now I just got to make sure that everything works right with them. It seems like the scansion's going to work here, and this chorus lyrics I can change quite a bit without screwing anything up. Anyway, let's get this melody in here. Why did R not do anything? Oh gosh, because I didn't have Cakewalk focused. That's why. Yeah, we can fix that. Can I just double click this to bigify it? Like, bigger, full screen. I mean, I guess I can undock it, and I think I do. Yeah, I do that to undock it, and then we'll just full screen that bad boy. That's more like what I'm used to doing. Yeah. I want that on the 16th. Favorite chatty daddy. Do I just right click that note and it deletes it? It does. That's it. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now I can close that. I wonder will it remember that if I hit the Alt 3? Well, that sure was pretty. Except how it okay, so if I want to do that, it remembers that I didn't dock it. I guess it doesn't remember that it's maximized, but I'll bet if I just make it huge but not maximized, if I do that and then close it, Alt 3, okay, it remembers the size, so that's good. Yeah, that's going to make my life better right there, just being able to Alt 3 one key combination to get a full screen piano roll. I know some people are all about like the multi-dock, and Cubase has done the lower zone too, so they're doing things that way. Man, I was dogging on Reaper earlier, and I always dog on Reaper, mostly because Reaper evangelists are like the tool fans of the engineering world. But they do have like a nice simplistic mixer that sits across the bottom. That is something that Reaper has going for it. Is its lower zone mixer is actually it's not this ridiculous bunch of knobs and stuff, so it works in that program. When you try and do like this, where you've got the mix console, it gets a little weird. You can dock the mixer in there too. Yeah. It's by default it's docked there. People have no idea what I'm doing. Look at that. Hello, hi music. So yeah, I don't love having anything docked like that, really. I suspect maybe if I had started out doing all this stuff on like big monitors and with things docked, I might be used to it and I would probably roll with that. But man, I'm so used to like old stuff. Yeah, the D, bam. Nothing's in it, so it doesn't do anything. But yeah, it collapses. And then C does one too. What does C do? C is a shortcut for the control bar. Yeah, and over time I'll figure these out. T is my favorite thing so far that I've discovered. One of the coolest things about Cubase is you right click anywhere and you can select any of these tools that you would use. So you just right click and then change tools right there where you are. In Sonar, if you hit T, it pulls this up right there. And see, why is it 315 ticks? Why is the last touch default? I got to find the default setting for that, because that's terrible. That's a stupid behavior right there. I don't call many behaviors just flat out stupid, but that one is. Like, just stay where I set you. You know, I changed it to eighth notes, and it should just stay as eighth notes. Anyway, let's move on. So I've got my melody now. So I've got my verse, and I've got my chorus. The star tool is so good. The problem with the smart tool, the star tool, is every program you use has that, and its behavior is slightly different in all of them. So I suspect that if I spend a lot of time in here, I'll get used to how it acts. I will say one thing I really like is that it has the title bars on the clips, because that makes moving clips around and grabbing them way easier. And I dig that they have this button here so that you can do staff view, piano roll, event list, and step sequencer like that. That's super cool. The actual star tool itself, when you're switching between programs, the smart tool can get you in trouble because you expect it to behave one way and it does something different. Anyway, so you bugged them to jack this feature from Ableton. Yeah, fair enough. Ableton has a lot of nice features. Ableton, I wish I could figure out how it works. I think if I just ignored the column view and just went straight into the regular DAW view, I could probably get more out of Ableton. Okay, so this thing here, let's copy these. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that just yet. Let's insert some audio tracks. That was quick. I expected it to ask me if I wanted mono or stereo. Does it care? That's the question. I guess if I look at the input, left, right, one, or both. Okay, so I'm assuming if I just record one track into it, it should treat it as mono. Let's insert multiple tracks. Now that's interesting. It doesn't ask at all. Huh. Well, that's something. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess the thing I like about it is when I'm doing what I'm usually doing and dragging in somebody else's tracks, like if one of the other band members has recorded their stuff and I drag it in, I don't have to make sure first, because in Cubase I would have to, if they sent me like 3 mono tracks and 4 stereo tracks, what I would need to do is create mono and stereo tracks and then drag the things into the correct ones. So nice. So that'll make things easy. Okay. That's kind of cool. I think I've decided I like this feature. So I can just insert audio track over and over. I feel like if you're doing fewer than 6 tracks, it's probably faster to do it that way than it is to do the add multiple tracks thing. Okay, so let's look here. I am going to add a little kerplunka at the beginning of this. W is returned to 0. Oh man, I like that, the piano roll. That behavior is much better now. Just double click the clip and full screen piano roll. That's what I'm after. Okay, W to return to 0. Okay, so I'm going to do another thing that I don't usually do, which is I'm going to go completely direct with the guitars. And the reason I'm going to do that today, when I usually don't do that, is I want to play with the Cakewalk amp sims. So let's see here. If we go over and add, is there? Interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at this TH3 guy, and I apologize in advance because of what I'm doing in order to get Cakewalk routed into OBS. What I'm doing is I've got this Voxingo recorder, Voxingo. I don't know how they say that. Voxingo. Let's go with that. That's probably almost the most wrong way to say it. Let's open that. So if you look over here, what it's doing is it's just inserting and routing a virtual MME device out to my speaker, my laptop speakers, so that OBS can see it. So I'm pretty sure that you're going to hear my guitars wildly out of sync with the rest of the track. But then when I play them, they should be fine. I'm only working with about, yeah, getting ASIO into a stream is, and I was using Voicemeeter to do it, but the problem with Voicemeeter is my recordings would have some latency, and then I got to fix the recordings. So, you know, we work with what we work with. What I might start doing is I've got a second computer, so I might start doing the stream on one and just routing everything into the other computer instead. But today we're learning Cakewalk, so let's disarm that. And I believe we need to input echo. Yeah, we got input echo. Keep in mind, I don't know my own song yet, so this guitar is super hot, so yeah, I've got like a 20 dB pad on it, and it's still. That's interesting. Oh man. Is that super loud on the left? I'll bet it is. So you guys are going to hear some weirdness because you're hearing it coming out of the my interface, and you're also hearing the input echo. Just so you know, I'm hearing it too. So, all right, let's the crunch. How's the crunch? Let's try some presets and see what we got here. Load. Loading a new preset. We'll discard unchanged. Okay. Oh, that's hot. Let's bring it down. That's awful. It is nice that it's bundled, because it used to have some ozone stuff, didn't it? Yeah. Most of the licensed stuff is gone. Now I've got a couple of other amp sims, because I've got a Revolver, because that came with one of my actual amps. Usually what I do is I just go straight in from an amplifier. Man, let's not use a preset, maybe. We got Metal World Knife, Hall of Fame, THD Crunchy. If I double click, will it load? It does. It's not crunchy though. How do I make it crunchy? Rectifier. Let's try. Oh, there we go. That's why is it so loud coming out of the master? That's bizarre. Let's what amps have we got here? Okay, Tweed Deluxe, 12 Blues. Yeah, you hear the DI at the same time as you hear the. Why is the output so bad? Let's there we go. All right, that's that doesn't suck too bad. Okay, so let's look here. Hi. It's one of my kids. I'm doing my stream. All right, love you. Okay, so here we get this. Oh, nice. Okay, so. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, I'm getting some pops. Okay, so I got to change a couple things real quick. First thing I got to do is I need to undo a thing that I had done before. Overlaps, punch. Devices. Driver. I'm gonna have to do slightly more latency. Buffer settings, auto. Let's set that to like 512, see what we get. $27 milliseconds. I can, we'll see. I can probably work with it. Disable input, there we go. I was talking up that feature, but right now it's causing me a problem. Doing me a concern. Okay. What did I play there? What are you? What do we got? GBD. You know what I haven't checked out yet? All right, all right. I don't hate that. Okay, so okay, can we not? What is why are you just selecting everything? Stop. Stop selecting things. Stop. Oh my gosh. I just want you to go to the right place. Is this where I click? Do I have to do it up here apparently. Okay, that's awful. I'll have to figure out a way around that. All right, back up here to. Oh, jeez, just stop doing that. Why is it? E minor, A major. No? Why is it bass clef? So we got E. Then C sharp, D flat. It's an A major. Okay, so we've got D minor. Then D, F, G, D, F, A, D. So D minor again. Then C again. Okay, these are the same. I thought they were different. Okay. But then it ends with D major. Over F sharp. Okay. So we got... And then we change parts. Okay. Okay, and then we'll do that part separate. Okay, so we get... Yeah, we'll do that. Alrighty. Let's... Okay. Definitely going to be playing with these sounds after I get this recorded, so... Okay, so I should do, Not early. Okay, not early. Okay, second one is early. Okay, first one's not early, second one is. Yeah, I'm going to keep it that way. First one's on time, second one's early. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm not. Yeah, I should go up high for that. Can do that better. All right, let's keep that. And then we'll do our next bit. Am I not on the smart tool? Not on the smart tool. Pull that back. Get back there. Get back there. Okay, so let's do next bit. I need you to be whole notes. Whole notes. There we go. I only really need one measure. Yeah, I like those notes. Give me both of them. Don't wiggle back and forth between them. Give me both. Why is this difficult? It should just be. Is it doing? Is it doing it? Is it doing it right? That works. Okay, so. Okay, I think I can get this. Close. Okay. Let's do the high one first. C. There we go. We'll trim those up later. First, we gotta double them. Because of course we do. Really? Really? All right, there we go. Are we still on hole? Okay, we're still on hole. So if I just drag this guy down, there we go. And we can, we can come back and do another one. Okay, so return to 0. Come back up to this track. Oh, yeah. How? I feel like that one chord's wrong. one measure right there. I feel like I'm hitting the wrong chord. E minor. Because it's a G. That's why. Okay. Is it a G both times? D, F, I said D, F. Oh, F, A, D. Okay. Oh, God. Bass clef. Why? What was it this time? G, D, F. So F, A, D. It's a D minor both times. Why does that happen? Why is clicking on this not go to that? Why is that? I almost want it to be an F chord. It's because the F doesn't resolve, but it's a D. I'm going to play the D there. Yeah. Okay, let's come back to measure 9. Oh, yeah, okay. This is different to get used to, but it's working all right. Yeah, I'm going to do it the other way. We can fix those in a minute. Okay, so guitars. Okay, so we got some guitars in there. Let's clean up the edits before I start copying and pasting things. Okay, no record enabled tracks at all. Let's solo this guy. Let's see how this goes in Sonar. Shouldn't be hard. Snap. Just turn the snap off. Why won't it grab both? I know it just wants to crossfade, doesn't it? I mean, that works, I guess. In that spot. Let's look at the first spot where it does it. Okay, so let's turn our grid back on. We want this to be on, and we can fix that later since it's non-destructive. Come over here real quick. Let's see how it sounds. Let's get in there a little bit. Okay, what I would really like is for this to acknowledge that there's stuff on both sides and that I should be able to pull them together. And I don't understand why it's not doing that. I think there might be a preference for that. Let's see here. Select after single split when create new groups. Let's try both. Let's see if that does what we need it to do. No, still wants to. Why? Why is it either or? I want to select both of these guys and I want to move them. I don't understand why we can't do that. Do I need a different tool for that? Is that the comping tool? Seems to be behaving the exact same way. Hey, look at that. No, that's just moving it. I don't want that at all. Stop. Why did undo crop clip? Now we're back to recording. Why? Why is this not undoable? What the heck? Oh, that was really dumb. Why is it like that? And now the whole thing is off and it won't let me undo it. It's a very bad editing feature, Cakewalk. Like, it should just be super easy to do this. So you're gonna crossfade those, I hope. And we're that was an audible click. I see why now. Is it pushing the other one out? If it's pushing the other one out, then this could work. I think that might be it. Okay, so it just, you have to drag it over and then it moves the other one. Well, now that I know that, we can drag this guy over and then I can drag this one. Give me the clip that I'm actually wanting to edit. Okay, now if I do this, why are you doing that? Why you gotta act like that? This is just bizarre. All right. We sound okay now. Okay, fortunately this one, does this push the other one out of the way? If it pushes the other one out of the way, then that's good. Is it not doing zero crossings? That's an insane default setting. If it's not, like, it should absolutely be snapping to zero crossings. Okay, I can make that work. All right, let's see if I can do this other one without screwing it up. Let's get it bigger. Mute, solo. Let's get our thing back on. Okay, so we want those clipped at the beginning like that. Okay, this guy here, undo, snap to grid, snap intensity extreme. I like that. I think. Boy, that's... Does it not snap to the right, I guess? It can only snap to the left. Okay. Yeah, that works. So, oh, why? Oh, goodness gracious. Why was that not the default? Okay, well, that will fix a lot of problems. Okay, so if I grab the one on the right, that's the one that I need to take over. So if I grab that and just do this, that should make it work. Wrong one soloed. Yeah, that does it. Okay, so this is another thing when you're changing programs, you got to figure out how their reasoning works. Once you sort of understand why things work the way they do, it's usually not too hard to get good results. But there we go. That's where's the last one? There should be another. Is there another edit? No, that's it. Okay. Well, I did a better job on that one. I only did 3 recordings. Okay, so now let's get this amp situation sorted out. We need the amp situation sorted out for sure. Working on tunes. All right. Okay, so here we've got this. Let's get the guitar effects on there. I don't want to just copy paste. We'll just insert. We'll do TH3 again. And let's just solo that track. I don't like that. Let's get back on that grid there. That was interesting. No gain. Interesting. Replace with. Okay. Let's see. I would like a tweed. Is there a 115 in here? There we go. All right, that's getting somewhere. Back to track view here. Okay. Let's unsolo everything here. I thought I unsoloed everything. Why am I not hearing anything? Is everything muted? Why would everything be muted? Let's globally do that. I feel like that needs to be up an octave. And I think I should just do it here. That's what I want. Okay, so get rid of soloed. Where's my... There we go. All right, so that shows me that these guys here extend over just a smidge. I just select those clips. Will that work? Okay, that did work. Okay, so I need to do that 3 times there. I got 3 verses. Okay, now I gotta grab something here. More recording. Wow. Okay. Okay, I gotta be able to hear my bass better. Clipping. Still clipping. There's bass. Thank you, Eddie. Okay, so unselect everything, and let's get that first drum thing back in there. Okay. I want to record on track 7, call it bass. I think, yeah. Plus RG2. What am I working on tonight? I am working on a song called Radio Chad and learning how to use Cakewalk. Part of the Carvel thing, we did Cake Wave and Ice Cream Cake, and now we are also using Cakewalk. Also, Cakewalk is free now. So anybody who needs a DAW, you wanna get Cakewalk because it costs nothing, and you should use it. Okay, I'm going to try and play some bass now and see if I can get this in one shot. I won't get it in one shot, but we'll see what I can get to. Okay, nothing is record enabled. There we go. Cakewalk was indeed saved, which is why it's now free. You will find Cakewalk at BandLab now. It blows the doors off of Reaper. I hate Reaper, so I'm biased, obviously, but no, it's a better thing. The workflow is much better. I'm you wouldn't know it to watch me tonight because I'm struggling a little bit relearning things because I foolishly decided to relearn this program and write a song at the same time instead of doing those things separately. But yeah, this is the way to go, and it actually costs less than Reaper now. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's see if I can play some bass here. Hey, that's stereo. I don't want that. Why is that? Give me my track inspector back. UMC driver left. Thank you. That would have been bad because my microphone's on the right channel, and we don't want that. Oh no, it's on 3. It's on 4. So it would have been the right channel on the other bus, so it wouldn't matter. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so we got that far. We got all the way through the verse on the first take that I tried the whole thing, so that's good, right? Okay, so... that needs to walk down. So the last thing... Okay. Hello. You're not loud. I believe I had edited this. What's happening? Alright, we can clean that up. No, really. Get up there. Oh, it's because... Okay, I'm stupid. I want that to be right on... okay, let's... Eighth notes. Okay. Right on that last 2 eighth notes. Why is it acting so squirrely like that? There we go. That does it. Okay. Just getting used to the different methods of editing here. Okay, so let's... You know what I should do here real quick is I should change this back to... I don't know what smart grid means. I'm turning it on. Probably should have done that sooner. Okay, let's select that much, and then we'll click on this set loop to selections button. We'll unplug the bass. It's going to make a loud pop. Woo, get out from under my headphones. Lie down, bass. There we go. Okay, the bass is lying down. Let's solo you, bass. And we're looped. We have a loop selection. Oh, it's yellow. I forgot about that. Nice. I like that I can see the loop. I'm discovering things I like, things I dislike, differences between different DAWs. Okay, so let's go. FX. Insert audio effects. Uncategorized. Free amp 3. 32-bit. We'll do that. We'll see if this breaks Cakewalk. Dirty. Dirty bass. Let's keep going down. Sature. I can work with this. Pro channel. Where's the compressor? Yeah. I guess that's not as loud to you guys as it is to me. Let's change that. Let's make it louder. I'll just turn my headphones down some. There we go. Bass. Let's turn off the Pro channel. Let's bring the volume back up. Now, why? What are you doing, bass? We're here. Why is nothing there? Is it because of that? It's because of that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just gonna bring the whole volume of that whole thing up. I'm gonna come back to the chat. Okay. All right. Getting things done. I'm just about done with what I can do tonight before I do vocals. I'm not gonna do vocals on stream because nobody wants to sit through that. It's excruciating. And also I've been sick, so I may not even get it done today. Even if I were a super good vocalist, and I am mediocre at best. Okay, I want to get a compressor on that bass, though. So, Pro channel? Let's get the Pro channel. I do like this Pro channel that it has. It's very comparable to what Cubase does in the edit window, where you can open a whole window devoted just to one track and go through all of the parameters. It's pretty handy. This is an interesting way of doing it, where it ties it to the rest of the strip. Okay, there's our EQ. I don't really need the EQ though, yet. I'm gonna turn it on so I can see the analysis. I can work with that. All right, there should be a tube console emulator. I don't need that. There's the compressor. Okay. I like this compressor. Let's do 8-to-1. Bass doesn't move. I'm doing this in terrible headphones, by the way, so my bass management is not going to be on point, as it were. Okay, so let's take that now. And that. If I just click there, does that... That's interesting. How did it decide... How is it still deciding to put it there? Nothing is there. I don't want to do that because that separates them. I need them both. That's super weird. Going right here on the thing. Okay, click there. Let's paste again. Okay. That's bizarre. Okay. Let's do it again. Let's get these guys. Got both of these here. Copy. And I should be right here on the bar. Paste. That time it was fine. Okay, I don't know what its problem was. All right, well, let's give this guy a listen, and then we'll see what we got here. Let's take all three of these guys here. You, and you. And let's extend out to the beginning so we get the whole thing. There we go. Nothing soloed anymore. Let's get my mix console up. I got to learn that keyboard shortcut. That certainly isn't it. I can do this and just click on the mix lens and it'll get it for me. But I got to figure out all my shortcuts still. Okay, so let's undock the console. And do the same thing I did with the piano roll. So now we get a giant console. There we go. Oh, I missed this. I like how it's routed. There we go. You can see both outputs. Okay, so we got our mix section, our bus section, and our master section. Let's add real quick. Insert stereo bus. Okay. And audio effects. And let's stick this reverb here right on there. And it goes to master, and we're going to call it verb. And where'd it go? Is it in the Pro channel? Is that what happened? No, it's not there. It just didn't do anything. Maybe I need to not use that one. Okay, let's go to reverb. We'll do the Sonitis reverb. Okay. And we'll set it to a small room. Aux. Vocal hall. Let's go with that. And it knows, oh yeah, I love these, the Sonitis effects. I like them a lot. No dry, got some early reflections, got a tail. Okay. So let's do some sends here. The guitars need to go to that, and the bass does as well, and the drums. Everything needs to go there, basically. Let's send just the guitars for now. Verb. All right. Post. Yeah, I think we want that post. Probably don't want it that hot. Okay, that doesn't quite work. I know there are some shortcuts you can use. To copy and move your sends around. But I don't know them yet. Okay, so let's turn that one down as well. Let's hear these guitars. Okay. No more solos. Let's go back to the beginning. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Okay, so everything is set there now. And I'm going to have to record some singing after I have dinner, because I've been at this for about 3 hours now. Okay, so we got that. Let's take a listen back at the beginning here. We can clean that up before we listen to anything. Goodness gracious, what happened there? Where's my... There it is. Do this one too. And this one. There we go. Okay, that's the first time this happens, and I need to fix it. That's good. And we're set to be on 0 crossings now, so it's all going to work out nicely. There it is again. Just drag that over there to like that. Should be one more time. I got to do that. All right. Well, that's all I've got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to grab some food and I'm going to do some singing probably, or I'm going to go do some sleeping. I'm not sure. We'll just have to see. Anyway, I'll be continuing this learning and getting better at Cakewalk. Hopefully you guys will enjoy watching and maybe you can learn some things as well. I have not abandoned Cubase. I will probably be doing Cubase when I need to do more detailed sequencing until I get the hang of this at least. And I may or may not switch. I can already see where there are certain things that are going to be much easier in here and certain things that are going to be much easier in Cakewalk. So hopefully we can do a whole series of streams on this. So, all right, I'm going to call it a night. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I am Ailsean from the Grammar Club, and I will see you later.